everybody. First of all, our friendly greetings to you all, and please accept our humble apologies, but due to some bureaucratic problems from our university, we cannot enjoy the privilege being with you here. Our paper is about Romanian edu-blogosphere, and we addressed some questions like who is the Romanian blogger educator and what has changed in his profile in the last 2 years, which is the dynamics of the Romanian edu-blogosphere, how are higher education professionals from Romania using blogging in their practice, how great is the influence of blogging on the teaching-learning process in Romanian higher education, and so on. All these questions will be explored in the printed paper. Now we have only a short introduction in Romanian blogosphere and some good practices. The aims and impact range in the Romanian edu-blogosphere, we find the following examples of good practices: institutional blogs, research blogs, collaborative blogs, biblioblogs, students and pupils blogs, blogs kept by teachers, and course management blog. Education and research institutions, as well as those which offer training courses addressed to various social categories, use blogs in order to document the progress of certain research projects, to offer information about the education process, school activities, calendars of events or the structure of the school year, different announcements, information useful to parents because they can be acquainted with their children's evolution, and so on. To this end, the chronological nature of blogs is very useful. An example which proves the educational potential of blogs is connected to the introduction of information technologies in schools. The choices made by the headmasters, specialized teachers, if they exist, and administrators have a positive or negative effect according to the way in which they are applied. Firstly, the school has to remain within a certain budget when it comes to technology. Secondly, it must decide which hardware and software standards are appropriate for the community it represents. And finally, the respective technology has to be implemented keeping in mind certain ethical, legal, and security aspects. For each of these issues, the institutional blog proved to be the most viable and practical solution, which shapes successfully the digital identity of the education institution and supports the relation with other schools. In a very broad sense, research blogs are hybrid virtual spaces between a specialized journal, a storing space for the links of interest to the creator of the blog, and the sites with an academic discourse, offering solutions to the problems which occur. Interactivity, manifested by links to other blogs or sites from the research field of the author and by the answers provided by specialists, adds value to the content. For Romanian researchers who keep a blog, accuracy is a burden because while journalists have editors who help them, bloggers rely only on themselves when verifying all the information and links before posting them. Therefore, according to some informal discussions, they consider it's important that in an online diary, researchers should include as many links to information sources which defend their blog entry as they can. In case no web reference can be made, they must defend their assertions with as many quotations as possible or make reference to as many testimonials as they can. Using blogs, Carmen Holotescu collaborates with the students who work for the graduation and master thesis. Each student has a research blog in which she or he comments articles, online resources, thesis phases with colleagues and teachers. The blogs become really portfolios, and usually they are updated after graduation too. These are most frequently met in the case of education institutions which do not include within the facilities of the technical infrastructure, virtual learning media or system of learning management, such as forums or discussions lists. Generally, on a group blog, several persons contribute to the digital content with posts grouped by topic. Sometimes the content is protected by requiring a password, or access is allowed only to those who have a user's account on the server of the education institution. A particular case in Romanian edu-blogosphere is represented by class blogs as virtual extensions of the physical classroom. In the comment worlds from cyberspace, pupils or students write about their didactic activities from various subjects, post extracurricular information of interest like music, films, sports, ask questions, and use the blog as an individual public space, expressing opinions about what they like or not, impressions about a certain event, or simply personal thoughts or reflections. The idea is that this small talk, even gossipy at times, and these photos or graphics done by youngsters often carry extremely valuable information, and receptivity to unofficial communication is much higher. Biblioblogs are spaces generally kept by librarians from education institutions who take care to post news about book acquisitions, services offered by the library, the calendar of events like book releases, commemorations of authors, as well as to recommend research resources or to suggest readings. Keeping a blog offers young people the great advantage of benefiting from a real audience, of practicing their writing skills in a collaborative environment in which they can give and receive feedback, of reporting experiences from their field of study or period of practice. A pupil's or student's blog is thus built in a setting of conversational learning. If it is an individual blog, students or pupils can write about problems at schools, first loves, great insecurities, random thoughts, certain beliefs, future plans, or simply to impress their friends. Most often, the posts consist of short essays or comments about issues of interest to them, into which they are researching or which are included in the curriculum, reflections on their personal didactic experience, favorite teaching techniques, links to other sites and educational resources. The teacher's posts may also signal or comment press articles, news, events, project proposals for colleagues from other schools, and so on. Romanian edu-blogs from this category are especially useful for learning because they allow easy knowledge management and information storage as the teaching-learning activities take place, as well as flexibility in the teaching and learning act. They also encourage and develop critical thinking, improve student-teacher and student-student relations. Moreover, because they are characterized by freedom of expression, by the opportunity to interact with a diversified public and to receive answers quickly from readers, whether they are students, experts, or colleagues from the field, teachers' blogs lead to the creation of real informal educational networks. Generally, most educators have discovered that through blogs, the need to communicate with the students can be fulfilled efficiently, in a simple, rapid, and honest manner, thus avoiding the academic discourse, too sophisticated, too complicated, as very often are the relations between teachers and students or pupils. Even if students are scattered across various geographical areas, they have the possibility to participate by means of blogs in the development of theme-based content. For instance, they can post information of interest which is not in the curriculum, to add resources as web links, to comment on their colleagues' posts, and so on. Or to find what they must read, to launch intellectual challenges for their colleagues, and then follow the discussions, to post their papers, personal experiences, or even to transform the blog in a space for their expectation and personal needs as far as that particular subject is concerned. In this way, blogs have the role to inform both sides. Thus, students are informed about what is expected from them, and teachers can easily find out what the needs or dissatisfactions of the students are. Consequently, they can promptly react to these comments. Accordingly to what has happened during the last months worldwide, more and more Romanian teachers, many of them bloggers, started using the microblogging technology like Twitter or Chirip, which is a Romanian platform with groups facility, to communicate with the students and also with other practitioners. For the authors of this paper, blogging and microblogging too proved to be an effective tool for professional development and for collaboration with students that can change the rules of the courses and models good pedagogy responsive to students' learning needs. Furthermore, we have found valuable the interactions that blogs afford us in educational context.